You are a classic Italian lobster.
Lobster?
That's what he said, right? Welcome back to
Oh, we
this
start?
shit show. Yeah, I started it already.
Oh, Pog. You? I'm gonna wake up.
We have to stop with the dead air because we have to stop like blissfully looking into each other's eyes because it means nothing on the video.
Yeah, but it means more in person.
So
He won't hold my hand. He gave me water.
Kinda stroked it lovingly too.
I've gotten Tyler to almost kill me like 6 times today. It's gone pretty well. I've been pushing him today. All right. I gotta.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I gotta get back to where I was. Gamer, except it's gamer. Gaming, gamer, gaming. Disposing of the corpse. The ultimate way not to create a beginning was to not let the corpse be found. It was even more important than killing him. Thinking on it vaguely, the first thing that came to mind was the swamp. Onigafuchi, the dreadful bottomless swamp, revered even now, that appeared in the legends of Onigafuchi village. Yes, the swamp called Onigafuchi was here first, and then the village took its name to become Onigafuchi village. Oni. Oni.
Oni.
Oni. I keep saying one.
Oni.
One?
Oni.
Oni. In other words, this swamp was the origin of Onigafuchi village. No one, no matter who it was, would float back to the surface of this bottomless swamp. Everyone would be swallowed down into the land of the demons below the earth. That was how the stories went. If I was trying to copy Oyashiro-sama's curse, then I felt that the theory demanded I discard the remains and the weapon into the swamp. You think he actually, like, believes that?
Yeah. He said it.
I just... Me and the boys thinking we're gonna get away with the perfect crime because I threw you in
This man's
the...
like 16. He doesn't know how fucking water works. He doesn't know buoyancy.
Magnets. How do they work?
Buoyancy. Who fucking knows?
It's me and the boys disposing of the corpse in the Okefenokee swamp, and it just disintegrates upon touch. But they may have said it's bottomless, but I didn't actually know. And people say large creatures like humans produce a lot of gas when they rot, granting a lot of buoyancy. Hey, that thing you were talking about! It was why using fairly heavy objects to hold people down didn't work. Come to think of it, with the curse of the year before last, Rika-chan's mother drowned herself in the swamp. And the criminal behind the dismemberment that went missing the year of the first curse too. It was rumored he'd try to discard the body in the swamp and accidentally drowned in it. I never heard of the corpse coming back up, or them finding it. Then, shouldn't I choose to discard the corpse there too? Watch as it's like they floated back up and then like the Sonozaki's disposed of it. And he throws this dude in there and he just stays at the top and just sits. I can't wait for Keiichi to kill Satoko, man. It's gonna be the worst part of this chapter.
Can't believe all the Hojos are gonna be dead.
Thank God. Someone had to do it.
Nipa.
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 I could discard the weapon there. And then, for example, if her uncle came out on a motorcycle and attacked, it would be convenient to get rid of the bike too. What?
Not the bike.
I knew that Satoko's uncle generally used a motorcycle for transportation. But as for the corpse... After a lot of worrying, I decided not to discard the corpse in the swamp. The drowning, suicide, and accident were both rumors. Nobody knew if they'd actually happened. Wait, he's smart. There was no lack of false rumors about the drowning suicide anyway, and it was possible the murderer hadn't drowned there and was still on the run. That meant no one had ever confirmed a corpse being dropped in there and then not coming back up. It's actually filled with like saltwater crocodiles.
That's just where the bodies go.
Yeah.
What's the name of the crocodile from the Instagram account you really like?
Darth Vader?
Darth Gator. Yeah.
Darth Gator, yeah,
Darth
thank
Gator.
you. Yeah. Then what would I do with the body? I thought it might be interesting to go with the first incident, cut him to pieces and hide him. But the preparation and work for dismembering a human body would be difficult given the amount of time I have. With that out of the question, I arrived at the conclusion to go with the more orthodox method of burying the body. Alright, isn't like burying a body a really shit way to dispose of it?
Uh-huh.
Because doesn't it like fuck up the soil and everything?
Yeah.
And like it's really obvious?
How do you know that?
I watched a lot of true crime
Yeah,
videos.
okay.
True crime videos are amazing.
Look man, Papa Lee had to teach him somewhere.
You have to
Listen,
dig a 6 foot.
I'm in the Korean mafia business, but you better cut this out.
See?
You're in the Korean mafia, I'm in the Lebanese mafia.
Yo, can we collab?
What?
Yeah,
It's still left
maybe
over
have
there.
a talk.
Burying the body. Then where I would bury it. Bury? Bury.
It's more Barry. It's more pronounced with an E.
Then when I
Bury.
would bury it was a question related to
Bury,
where I
bury.
would kill him.
Bury it.
Of course, I wanted to keep my time and proximity to the body at a minimum. With that in mind, I would want to dig the hole to dump the body in beforehand, and to make the location of the act and the hole close together. The choice of where to plan the crime, that I needed to be absolutely careful and thorough with. It had to be somewhere nobody would witness it, and a place where hiding places for a sneak attack, with hiding places, I guess. I could dig a hole for the body right there. Alternate ending. Satoko's uncle kills Keiichi,
Oh.
and then they bury him in the hole.
Interesting. It's an idea.
It's canon, right?
Yeah.
I go over the possibilities in my head of the various destinations her uncle would head to from Satoko's house. I imagined a map of the area in my head, and then I found a place that fulfilled those conditions so easily it was almost unbelievable. The Sonozaki residence?
Yeah.
My fucking ears, dude.
Oh, I missed it. What was it?
It's the water sound effects.
The river.
Exactly what
The
you're
river.
talking about.
You don't like the ushy gushy in your ear?
We're being unprofessional.
I'm so sorry.
So true.
A bit of a back road that went through the woods. I didn't think her uncle would go deeper into the mountains of Yagoichi?
Yes.
Yagoichi?
Yagochi.
Yaga!
Yaga!
Yagochi.
Yag.
It's not Ichi because there's no I before the chi.
So Yagochi?
Got like yo. Yeah.
Yago-
Yagochi.
Yag.
I said yeah and then yeah. Yeah. Yagochi.
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 Yagochi. Mountains of Yagochi on a whim. If he was going somewhere, he'd pass through these woods first. And nobody used this back way unless they had something to do at Satoko's house, or one or two other places. This path was fantastically ideal, as few people used it. I would wait for him in these woods. And then, would an ambush actually be possible? I went into the trees and tried really hiding myself in a few places. It was extremely quiet. My senses could be sharpened here to their maximum amount. I didn't know when he'd come, but I'd wait right here for Satoko's uncle. Is he like, he's just waiting right now? Like we're just in the
scouting.
woods and
No, he's-
okay,
yeah,
is
he's
this still in the scout mode?
Yeah.
Okay. I was like, damn, he really just went, yep, I'm waiting here for the next 8 hours. I actually had some trouble coming to that decision. The question arose of whether I should somehow call the man out. Was there a risk I'd be taking by luring him here? That man made Satoko do all the shopping and errands. He seldom left on his own business. He wouldn't leave unless I worked out a plan to force him to, would he? That was the question. Oh yeah, because he's gonna do it during the Watanagashi. Tomorrow was the Watanagashi festival. Would he go out for the festival, or would he stay inside? If he stayed inside, how would I drag him out of his house? That's right. Wouldn't he make Satoko go to the festival? Satoko would go to the festival. Meanwhile, I would call the man. This is the Okinomiya police station. We have the young lady from your house. Could you come and pick her up immediately? It didn't even have to be the police. This is the clinic. The young lady from your house has been injured. Please come and pick her up. Yes, that would work too. If I claimed to be the police or the hospital, told him to come and then hung up on it, he'd rush there trying to figure out what was going on, wouldn't he?
Is Keiichi, he doesn't care about Satoko. Like, at all. If the cops, like, called him and was like, yeah, your estranged daughter is here, he's fucking...
No, he has to. Because they called the fucking Child Protective Services on it.
Oh, yeah, I forgot that the CPS is in his asshole. God damn it.
And just the other day, he was visited by a probation officer.
And there it is.
He wouldn't suddenly grumble about having to get his niece and not go. It would look like child neglect. The man had no skills useful around the house. Satoko, his slave, was an essential part of his daily life. Conclusion. If he went out to the festival, I would attack him here on his way there or back. If he didn't, I would lure him out by phone. If luring him out by phone was my first step, I needed to be sure Satoko would go to the festival leaving the house. It would be convenient if I could make Mion take Satoko to the festival. She said her aunt was a district welfare officer. In other words, an ally to the probation officer. If I somehow enticed Mion to take Satoko to the festival with her, well, being who she was, she'd use that fact and get her there.
He's actually gonna go through with this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Satoko should just take a break and have fun at the festival with everyone. She should have a good time, reminisce on our former peaceful days, and when she went home, everything would be over.
So he's really... Alright, I'll finish this, hold on.
Yeah, that would be the best outcome.
So he's really just gonna miss the fact that him not being at the Watanagashi is incredibly suspicious.
I'm sure I'll be fine.
And that, like, they know that...
They
he,
won't.
like-
They won't miss him. I'm sure. No one will notice the thing.
Perfect.
It's a perfect, flawless plan. His execution will be perfect.
Why are you nitpicking? His plan is perfect.
I'm sorry, I'm really out here metagaming Ryukishi's writing right now. I feel bad. Bro. It's not gonna be good, is it? Satoko's gonna, like, show up and he's gonna be beating her uncle to death and then he's gonna kill Satoko and that's how the game ends. I'm not thrilled.
With that decided, I needed to dig a hole somewhere in the woods to hide the body. So it wouldn't stand out, so it wouldn't be found. Someplace nobody would see me while I was completely exposed as I buried the corpse. I had wanted it to be close to the scene of the crime, but it naturally grew farther away. Deep in the bosom of the Black Forest. The voices of the Higurashi were the only sounds here, informing me that people shouldn't indiscreetly set foot in this place. Digging a hole, huh? Digging a hole with so many tree roots crawling around the ground would be far more difficult than I'd envisioned. I snuck a gardening spade out here in my bag, but that wouldn't be enough.
Like, as in, like, a trowel. Like the handheld thing.
Yeah.
Where it's, like, maybe that big.
Yeah. Like it's not much bigger than your palm.
He's gonna dig a person hole with that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what he said just now. That's what he's gonna do.
I think he's pretty smart.
Still, as I looked into various approaches, I managed to find a place I could dig into. Tomorrow, I'd bring a real shovel from the storehouse at home. I'd manage with that. I wondered how big a hole would have to be to fit a human all the way into it. I'd probably have to dig pretty deep down. But if I slipshod... What?
If I was.
If I was slipshod in these efforts, I'd let a beginning occur. I absolutely couldn't allow that. Use any amount of time you need to. I mustn't spare any effort to utterly erase him. I glanced at my wristwatch. It was a little past 6. This was probably all I was gonna get done here for today. I really wanted to dig the hole in advance tonight, even if it got dark out, but Mion would be upset if I stayed out that late.
Mion would be upset?
Mion would be upset?
Mion.
But Mom would be upset if I stayed out that late. It wouldn't be good to come off as suspicious to my parents. Now it's Mion.
No, that's long.
I needed to go back home and give Mion a call soon. I needed to get her to promise Satoko to take her by tonight. After that, today would be done. Done. Would it be, though? Was this really everything I could do to prepare right now? I decided where to kill him. I decided how to kill him. I decided, of course, how to dispose of the body. I didn't decide on a time, but I would play that by ear. I didn't have a way to decide that. Was that really all? Was this really all right? Have I overlooked anything? Would this really go how I planned? After all, worries started welling up one after another. It was only natural I'd be anxious. This would be the first and last big job of my lifetime.
Getting the game back together.
I just
One last job.
Keiichi is just like, this is the first and last big job of my life. As you just smash cut to a 16-year-old beating an adult man to death in the woods with a bat.
I mean, he's not wrong. That is his first and last as a 16-year-old.
Dude, I couldn't imagine killing someone and then just living a regular life after that. And just chilling.
Would you kill someone? You would feel guilty, right?
I could not allow failure, and I had no experience as this was my first time. I didn't have the know-how, the knack, so it was only natural I'd be anxious. The dark clouds of unease told me doing nothing would be the easiest way, a truly pathetic suggestion this late in the game. Have you forgotten how miserable Satoko looked? From the outside, it may have looked like I was resolute. My brain was like, resolve? From the outside, it may have looked like I was resolute, but deep in my heart, my knees were shaking loudly. I've never actually won a single fight to my satisfaction. Could I really kill someone? I may have been planning an ambush, but my enemy was larger and far older than me. He had a scary face and looked like he was well accustomed to fighting. Could I have... All the pieces before and after the murder were perfectly planned. But was the actual murder, the most important part, what unsettled me the most? All my preparations, all of my perfectly concealed machinations, if I didn't successfully murder him, they amounted to nothing. Damn it! After coming this far, you're pathetic, Keiichi Maebara. If you start to have these kinds of second thoughts, your ulterior motive will be obvious. Let's go home. Go home and calm your mind. Tomorrow will be a juncture in your life, the likes of which graduation, employment, marriage, and childbirth couldn't hold a candle to. A day of murder, to kill someone, for someone else's sake. With that day behind us, we would take it back again. Those mild, spring-like days we never thought would stop. Those safe, peaceful, fun times. I pedaled my bicycle hard to get back home. I felt somehow unsteady. Like my body and soul weren't in alignment. A subtle shift between where the tips of my hands and feet really were and where I felt them to be. My vision was a little distant and narrow. As if the great barrier I risked my future life on had nothing to do with me. An unreal sensation. How could I put it? Everything was so far away. Fine. Feel your unease permeate you, Keiichi Maebara. If that will turn your timidity. If that will turn your timidity into meticulousness and allow you to act with greater caution, then it's actually an important emotion to feel. This feeling I had never went away that night.
Good morning. It's morning now, somehow. Oh no, it's just turning night. I forgot.
He's actually going through with it.
You thought he wasn't?
I just
You went through that whole episode.
I
at
know,
school, and you
I-
think he's not gonna go through with it?
I know he's gonna go through with it, but it's just it's gonna go horribly wrong. Like comically wrong.
It was the first time I'd be calling Mion's house. I searched for her in the phone book the school gave me, that dialed a short phone number. The kind unique to remote places. It was around dinner time. She would probably be home. But just as I started to think that no one would respond, someone finally picked up the receiver.
Mion?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, this is Sodazaki. Oh, I'm sorry for calling so late at night. Is this Mion? Huh? May I ask who's calling? It's me, Keiichi. Kei-chan. It's pretty late. What's up? She seemed to be in a weirdly good mood, and she drew her syllables out. Right. It's the night before tomorrow's festival, so she's probably with her family having some drinks.
He calls a drunk Mion.
Yeah.
And is like, hey, can you take Satoko to the festival tomorrow? Smile.
Smiley?
I have nothing planned. Smiley?
I have no plans tomorrow.
No,
Could you do it?
Yeah, I'm not.
I mean, I can't do it.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can do it, right?
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not going to the festival. Like, you know, I need you to do this for me. I just. Don't do that again.
Okay.
As I throw pepper in her face.
I'm not a double sneezer. I only sneeze once.
Good. Keep it that way.
Sorry for the late call. Do you have time right now? Sure. What is it? It's about Satoko. I heard her drawing a small breath on the other end. Satoko. She's in a pretty bad spot. I hope she's okay. The scent of sake had completely disappeared from her voice.
Keiichi.
Yeah. She can't be okay. You saw too, didn't you? What she was like? She was completely worn out from all the abuse. We failed her all this time, and now she's become like that. We didn't fail her. Everyone tried their hardest to help her. But we didn't come up with anything, and we couldn't save her. In the end, we couldn't do anything about it, and now she's become like that. I guess you're right. All I did was watch, after all. So, well, at least... Couldn't we at least let her have fun for one night? Huh? Let her have fun? She's been so battered lately. You understand. That's why... I want you to take her to the Watanagashi festival tomorrow. I don't mind, but why? Why? I want to give her a breather, at least for the festival night, you know? Even if it's just one night. If she can't get away from her evil uncle, then I think she'll be happy, even if it's only for a little while. Yes, but why? Why? Why what?
Mion's about to hit this man with, "You're gonna kill him, aren't you?"
What are you planning to... What do you plan... Why can't you do it, Keiichi?
I was having a little difficulty understanding what Mion was asking me. Why?
There it is.
Why? Well, I mean, why don't you bring her, Kei-chan? Why do you need to ask me to do it? Mion was persistent about odd things. No. Maybe it'd be better to say that she was sharp. I actually have something to do tomorrow. I can't make it to the festival,
Do you know, Keiichi?
so I wanted you to take Satoko there for me. Something to do? It's nothing major. I'll probably finish quickly, but I might not be able to meet up with you all tomorrow.
Yeah, that makes no sense, Keiichi. I'll finish quickly, but I won't be able to be there all night.
It's gonna be so bad.
Hey, Mion. Could I leave Satoko to you? Just for tomorrow night? Mion took a long time to give a reply. I got the feeling that Mion had been acting weird for a while now. Like she was flustered by emotions or something.
Watanagashi?
Tatarigoroshi?
Mion wants to sex Keiichi?
Me too.
That is a minor.
Oh, the other way around.
What?
You want Keiichi to sex you?
He's still a minor.
No, but it's different. He pursued Dylan.
Wait, hold on.
If he
No.
pursues Dylan, he's
You guys
clear of all legal
misunderstood.
charge.
You guys misunderstood. I meant Mion.
She is still a minor.
Barely.
Barely illegal.
She's like
I'm not
17.
fucking
She's like
high-fiving
17,
you on that.
bro.
He won't tap me up.
No. She crying?
She's drunk.
Was that a sob?
Brooklyn doesn't know women.
Bro, in every media ever, a hick means they've said she's drinking.
Yeah.
Is that an incorrect assumption?
I'll
He
give
said
you.
he said the scent of sake had left her voice.
Doesn't mean it could come back.
I'll give you an American media.
Why are you turning up the music?
I like this track.
Does this have
I
to
can
do with
hear
your
it
voice?
clearly.
It's so
That's a
loud.
good track. No, that one's a really good
No,
one.
this track goes hard
Doesn't
as
mean
fuck.
we got. I can't speak.
You have a hick moment over there? Are you drunk?
Huh? Was that a sob?
Yo, Keiichi?
Huh? Was that a sob? Mion? Are you crying?
I said no. I don't want to. I don't want you to push this onto someone like me.
What? I'm not trying to push anything onto you. It's just for tomorrow night.
That was a lie.
What? And Mion, what was she talking about?
Saying it's just for the night of the Watanagashi. And then it was forever. Liar. But I guess we're even, huh? I couldn't keep the promise I made with you. I left her alone. Alone all this time.
Hey, Dylan? Because you love me? You made the mistake of getting up
Shit in the
first.
cup. Shit in the cup. Shit in the cup.
Don't shit in the cup.
Shit in the cup.
I had no idea what to say to that. Mion was clearly now talking to someone other than me. I didn't know who.
Are you sure you don't know who Keiichi?
It could have been post-snap Keiichi? Post-color dimension? Or pre-color dimension?
All I could do was listen to her in a daze.
You never came back after that. And now you called me again to push her onto me. You're so unfair. Hey, you're Satoshi-kun, aren't you?
I don't know where my Mion voice went.
It's fine.
I don't know what happened.
Mion, what are you talking about? When I said her name, whatever spell was on Mion released.
TY. He said NP. Oh, he got out of the Brita filter.
Smart.
I thought he'd get out of the sink. I didn't even know he knew that was in there.
I'm sorry. It's nothing. It's just that I got a phone call a lot like the one you're making now, a long time ago.
How long ago? I wonder.
I'm sorry, was it that thing I talked about a while ago where I was like, what if it was Satoshi that killed Satoko's aunt?
Mm-hmm. Sounded awfully familiar.
Oh, God. Oh, God almighty.
Was it from Satoshi? Mion didn't answer.
Mion didn't.
I thought about Mion voice. I read Mion and I was like, Mion?
All I could hear were sobs coming through the receiver.
Sorry. I think I'm still a little tipsy. I got all weirdly emotional. Sorry, I probably scared you.
She knows exactly what he's gonna do.
Does she?
Yeah. Of course
Does
she
she?
fucking does.
Does she?
I had no idea how it happened, but I was pretty sure that last year, on this very day, Satoshi had called Mion and told her to bring Satoko to the festival.
Why is it making
You activated the Bob Ross.
Hey, yo, feet?
I really like putting the feet right up there.
My legs don't have a lot of room.
Put him on the sky, idiot.
They don't reach the floor.
It's a soccer ball right here.
Satoshi had called Mion and told her to bring Satoko to the festival. And when she asked why he needed her to do it, he replied the same way I just
Have
did.
you seen those TikToks where they go?
Hey, you can make money off that. That's famous cosplayer Honey Rabbit's feet
Fucking
right there.
Famous cosplayer Honey Rabbit Leaks feet.
League
pics.
of Legends feet pics right
This
there,
is
bro.
assault.
That's bank.
It's a revenge porn.
This is revenge porn. You sick fuck.
Satoshi didn't go to the festival, did he?
Yeah. He said he had something to do and couldn't make it. And he told me to take Satoko there in his place.
At the time, Satoshi said it too, didn't he? That he'd leave Satoko to you?
Yeah, he did. Just for tomorrow night. The way you said it was just like he did. I just got a little upset. Caught up in a memory and all.
Tomatake? I didn't expect this. Satoshi had given her the exact... Shut up. Satoshi had given her the exact same phone call 1 year ago today. Mion kept going after that. That I knew that he was lying. That he told her it would only be for the night of the festival. I get it. A few days later, Satoshi, he disappeared. Disappeared might have been a rather vague way to put it. Whenever he ran away or not, Satoshi left, abandoning Satoko.
Mion. Mion Sonozaki.
There it is.
Keiichi. Yes.
That was strong.
Yes. He didn't transfer or run away from home. He disappeared.
And then an idea far more indistinct than even fog crossed my mind. Satoshi made exactly the same phone call as me last year. Why would Satoshi make the exact same call? If, in the truest sense, he really made the exact same phone call as I am right now, then the incident when their aunt was beaten to death, that's... could it...
The rare Ryukishi moment where they literally tell you what happened.
Was
Satoshi...
Huh? What was that?
Those moments are a lot less rare than you might think.
L.
Last year, Satoko had been constantly abused by her uncle's wife, their aunt too. Her aunt abused her the most, and on that night, in the name of Oyashiro-sama's curse, she was taken from this world. If I thought about that, everything made perfect sense, didn't it? Last year, Satoko's aunt was beaten to death, wasn't she? Would it be impossible for Satoshi to have... No, but that would mean... But then, Satoshi... He was a coward who abandoned Satoko and ran away, wasn't he? How could Satoshi resolve himself to kill a person to save Satoko? It was unthinkable.
I actually considered that as well. Though it'd be mean to Satoshi.
A few days later, he disappeared. On Satoko's birthday. When I first heard of it, I flew into a rage. What a cruel day to have run away on. But, now that I thought about it like this, the story changed completely.
Man. See, this is where you would think Keiichi would, like, have a counter brain blast and be like, oh, I'm just about to be Satoshi 2.0 and beat one of Satoko's family members to death and then never be in her life again and disappear.
Yeah,
And then he'd be like, maybe I shouldn't do that.
maybe, but
You think he'd have a
This is
counter?
Keiichi
You think
retarded.
he'd have like a counter brain blast at this moment in time?
I think he is having a brain blast, just not the kind
But
of.
he's just not having the right one.
Satoshi had probably been even less calm than I was now. He was her big brother, related by blood, watching his sister be abused day in, day out. Maybe that's why he couldn't keep calm. The moon. And that was why the corpse of their aunt beaten to death was so easily discovered. Satoshi lost himself in his anger and hadn't hidden the corpse. He'd permitted a beginning to occur. If the police conducted a full-blown investigation, it was easy to imagine they wouldn't take long to pin it down on Satoshi as the culprit. Satoshi. He wished for a return to the peaceful days with Satoko, and though he achieved it for a time, he had been steadily driven into a corner. And then, he wanted to at least hold out until Satoko's birthday, but finally, they nailed him. At the time, Satoshi had been carrying the savings he'd amassed to buy Satoko a giant stuffed animal for a birthday present. He would buy the stuffed animal as a gift, and then get caught. Or he could use the money and disappear. That was the choice he had been forced to make. And he decided not to make Satoko the sister of a murderer. If that was the case, then it must have been an unspeakably bitter decision. All that money he'd been saving wanting to see Satoko happy, he had to use it to make her sad. And he used the savings and disappeared to Tokyo if the rumors were true.
Yeah, but do you think they would have caught him? I mean, they caught the murderer, didn't they?
Yeah,
They caught a murderer.
it was the drug
Deranged,
addict.
drugged up guy.
The sport guy.
Yeah, the guy choked on a spork in prison.
Yeah, Satoshi.
Yeah, it was Satoshi.
Yeah, Satoshi. He moved to Tokyo, became a drug addict, and then hobbled back to Hinamizawa. And then they threw him in jail and he choked on a spork.
All in one day.
all in
Yeah.
one day.
Yeah.
He went to Tokyo, became a drug addict, came back and killed his aunt in one day.
Yeah.
You know, of all of
That's
Connor's
impressive.
theories, I think this is the best one he's had
That's
so
pretty
far.
good. That is really good, actually. Like, wait, how did Ryukishi miss that?
You guys, like, don't read the novel like I do, you know?
Yeah.
I read it better than you guys do.
Yeah. Wait, you must have been reading it in
Stop
Japanese.
I actually read it in Korean.
Oh, see,
Korenglish?
Translation difference.
Was that how Satoshi disappeared?
I don't know. That Oishi guy seemed to think that way, though.
Jeez.
Oishi. Had he been slowly driven into a corner by that repulsive man's pig-headed pursuit? Nice alliteration.
I should get an English degree.
Mion?
Yeah. Yeah, that's me.
Yes, Mion.
The circumstantial evidence is all there, but I think your deduction is wrong. They caught some crazed drug addict somewhere in the prefecture, and he apparently turned himself in for the crime.
Good job.
I didn't want to hit that button.
That was right. The deviant had confessed, and the incident was solved.
They said he really was just a crazy person, and that he had no ties to Hinamizawa, and no relationship with Satoshi, of course. I mean, I have a pretty hard time believing the guy would lie in Satoshi's place.
Or they could have stricken Satoshi's name from the records and lied.
Why?
Because the police are weird. And Hinamizawa has to look sacred.
That is a solid
Satoshi
foundation
come
to
back
make a
then?
theory out of.
He never left. He started Michael Afternoon, his aunt's body, and then they caught him.
Satoshi Satoko's uncle?
Yeah.
Now we're asking the real
Now that's just a theory.
Game theory.
Thanks for watching!
You couldn't just arbitrarily decide that.
Arbitrarily?
Arbitrarily?
Yes.
Doofus moment.
You couldn't just arbitrarily decide like that. You never know where or how humans are tied together. If the guy took the blame, then it was the perfect crime. Of course, if it was really a perfect crime, there would have been no reason for Satoshi to vanish.
Mion.
Yep. Plus, I don't think Satoshi had the kind of money to run away. That day he withdrew all of his savings. No matter who I tell this to, nobody believes me, but that stuffed animal he said he was buying for Satoko, it was gone from the display. Sold. It must have been Satoshi.
Wait a minute. If he didn't use the money to flee and bought the stuffed animal instead, he would have gone back to Satoko, wouldn't he? It seems unbelievable he'd buy it and then disappear without have given it to her.
Yeah. So, now I don't know what happened. It would be one thing if he had the money, but if he used all of his savings on it, he'd be totally broke. You can't live a life on the run without money in this world.
Metal Gear. I didn't get it. After all that, I was understanding Satoshi less and less. The two of us fell silent. I couldn't remember how we even got on this topic.
Sorry, I think we got off topic. Satoko, right? Don't worry. I actually already invited her.
Huh? You serious?
When everyone went to the shrine to prepare for the festival, we started talking about getting Satoko to the festival itself. So then I used the phone at the assembly hall to invite her. Her uncle was acting distant and didn't seem to care at all, but in any case, we got the okay from him. We decided to all meet up and go tomorrow together. You okay with that?
Close enough.
Satoshi?
Dude. Keiichi. All he has to do is just go with them.
Yeah.
But he's busy.
He's busy.
He's
He's
got
got
something
something to
he's
do.
gotta
Got work to do. This is it's
He has
his
a
first
job.
and last job.
His first and last big,
big
job.
Oh, man.
Mion just called him Satoshi.
I know.
Stupid. I'm not Satoshi. I was a little relieved. I hadn't needed to make the phone call. Satoko had already been invited to the festival. And not in a way that smelled of blood. A way to leave her uncle alone to create time for me to kill him. They purely wanted Satoko to enjoy herself, so they invited her.
You mean the normal thing people do?
In the end, it was the same, but I was happy for that slight difference.
So, I'm sorry to reveal to you guys, but I've actually invited you all here today because I'm killing all of your parents.
It had to be done.
They're not home. You can't, like, good luck with that.
That's why they're not home.
that why?
Is that why your parents didn't come with us pussies?
Yeah. They're on a hit right now. They're on their first and last big job.
They knew my parents were loaded.
Yeah, bro. They fucked them up. They went wherever the fuck they are right now and they fucked them up. My dad was like, hey, you want to play Sea of Thieves, but in real life? And then he got Art out there on a boat and just pushed him off.
Why would you do such a thing? You fucking bastard!
Mion? Oh, Keiichi.
I thought
Sorry.
you were just like cupping your hands like that. I didn't know what you were doing.
I just pour water in your hands.
Yeah.
I guess I didn't need to call then. First yesterday, now today. Sorry for, saying such weird things. Just forget about it.
No, I'm the one who should apologize. Losing it like that isn't like me. I'm really sorry.
Absolute Keiichi getting baited Femoid Mion to apologize
I'm
for
fucking
crying.
censoring all of that stupid fucking buzzword garbage. What was that? What did you say?
I'll move to strike everything after.
Move to strike everything that was just said. Please strike that from the record.
Did you call her Femoid? What did you call her?
Femoid.
Femoid.
Femoid?
Femoid, yeah, Femoid.
I've never heard of
You've
that.
never heard
You're
of
lucky.
Femoid?
No.
Jamie, pull up Femoid.
You're lucky.
Femoid is defined on r/brain cells as a derogatory, dehumanizing term for women. It's used to imply they aren't truly human.
You've never heard that?
I haven't had the luxury to be
Yeah,
called a Femoid before.
obviously you don't browse the incel subreddit very often.
Unfortunately, I don't. I'm not a regular.
You know what Lucy told me the other day?
What?
Lucy looked at me and was like, maybe Brooklyn has something going on. Maybe we shouldn't have rights.
Why'd you say that? What's the context?
You told me about that one time, and I think I told Lucy in passing once, and then, like, literally 3 weeks later, she just looked at me and was like, no, I think Brooklyn is right. I take it back. We shouldn't have rights.
Can't believe all these women are coming out here saying they shouldn't have rights.
All the women I know hate.
For the record, I think women should have rights.
That's not true.
That was censored.
No.
You're lying. He's gonna strike that from the record.
I'm gonna add a not in there. You're gonna have said not at some point. I'm just gonna take it and put it there.
I would never say that.
Objection, hearsay.
We apologize to each other for a little bit. Alright, I'll be going now. Good night.
An unintelligent female.
Femoid moment.
What did you have to do?
As if interrupting our parting words, Mion struck straight where it hurt.
Or is it, like, with Satoshi, where you can't say?
Stupid. I kept telling you, I'm not Satoshi.
And then he hangs up the phone.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that.
I deflected her with an response. With a response that wasn't really an answer.
Is that a manga gamer moment?
Mion didn't hound me anymore after that. Alright, this time for real. Good night.
I thought you said didn't hug me anymore. It's like, oh no.
Mion would never touch him again.
I don't know why you're giving me the same phone call as Satoshi-kun did, but... yeah. Never mind. I'm sorry. Good night.
I'm hanging up.
Click.
Satoshi Hojo.
Hojo.
Just who are you? I scorned you as a coward who ran away abandoning his sister. I always thought you didn't have the right to call yourself her Nini. But now I didn't know what to think. Oh yeah, Shiro-sama's curse on the 4th year. Their aunt's death and Satoshi's disappearance. And now, me trying to carry out Oyashiro-sama's curse on the 5th. Oddly enough, what I was going to do overlapped perfectly with Satoshi. The day before the curse. No, that wasn't all.
Are you okay?
I had a
Are
hiccup.
you hot? Are you crying?
I had a hiccup.
You had a hic.
Yeah.
You're crying.
No?
That's what that means, right?
Yeah.
True?
Drunk?
I'm actually an alcoholic. I had Dylan pour me vodka.
I smell real bad.
I'm just drinking it straight. That wasn't all. If we start back from Satoko being abused, then I'd been overlapping with Satoshi for days already.
Dude, if Watanagashi didn't get me, this is probably going to get really close, but I don't know if it will. This has already been a tragic novel, but we're going to see where it goes.
I'm looking forward to this one.
I have to stay composed. I'm the
I'm
reader.
fairly confident it's gonna get you.
Nah.
It's gonna get you.
When I talked to Mion before, she asked me if I was Satoshi. If that was the first impression a third party like Mion got, then it was probably true. Then as Satoshi had accomplished, I would succeed in the murder. But that was the extent to which we overlapped. I was far calmer than Satoshi and more calculating. I could actually grow calmer the more enthusiastic I became. That's why I wouldn't follow in Satoshi's footsteps. I would snip him cleanly out of the world, and then get our peaceful lives back. Maybe Satoshi had been with me ever since I chose to use Satoshi's bat as my weapon.
Almost said Satoko.
No, maybe even longer than that. When I decided I'd be her Nini, maybe Satoshi had been residing within me then, too.
Man, headcanon, Satoshi's ghost is possessing Keiichi and going back for round 2 to finish the job.
Satoshi's ghost possesses the bat, and it compels anybody near it to finish his business.
Yeah, Satoshi-kun's actually an SCP.
That's why his name starts with an S.
Yeah.
Satoshi, were you really a coward?
More like Sayoshi.
Or are you a true Nini even now? The kind worthy of Satoko's love.
Why did you laugh like that?
He's so stupid. It's a stupid word.
I'd never met him, never spoken to him, didn't even know his face. And yet, I felt so connected to him. I'd never felt that way before.
Do we get a Satoshi sprite?
Satoshi moment.
I don't think we...
I hope Satoshi comes back.
Comes back. All right.
Yeah. And then kills Satoko's uncle for Keiichi.
No, Keiichi goes and he accidentally kills Satoshi.
He kills Satoshi. No.
Wait, that would go hard. That would go
Yeah,
hard.
see, possessed. The bat's possessed.
It's possessed with Satoshi, dude.
More like Sagosty.
Idaho.
We're like Sagusi.
No.
Anyway.
More like Satoshi.
I said that already, you piece
Oh,
of
did
shit.
you? Oh, did you? Fuck that.
He stole your joke.
Sagosty was funny.
More like Shigoki.
More like Shakira.
I don't know what that was.
I'm gonna brap in your ear.
Are you ready for the tips?
My tip?
This is a... What tip is this?
For the attention of those on the housewife slaughter incident case.
For the attention of those with brains.
July 1982. Okinomiya Police Station, 1st Investigation Division. Chief Takasui. Wang Prefecture Police Headquarters for the eradication of drug-related crime. Shishiboni Branch Head. Blank. Regarding incident X, designated as undercover investigation.
I know Ben Shapiro worked at this.
Ben Shapiro. This message is to inform you that a section of the testimony records of an incident under this police headquarters jurisdiction has been found that is thought to be related to the undercover investigation of the incident in question.
That's a lot of isn's and shunts.
This sucks.
This is a sentence.
Okinomiya Police Station X, Hinamizawa, Okinomiya Police Station X, Hinamizawa Village housewife slaughter incident. During investigation of suspect X, who was arrested for possession.
He flared his nostrils at me.
Did I?
I silenced him for you. Go ahead.
During the investigation of suspect blank, who was arrested for possession of illegal drugs, there was testimony related to the crime in question, and as part of it, we learned that the criminal had information only he could have known. Therefore, this record of testimony, duplicate attached, will be provided to you. If this testimonial is to be believed, then there is an extremely high chance that suspect X was the culprit behind the incident in question.
The man behind the slaughter.
You guys. In addition, the head investigator on the case received this report and inquired as to the incident with the Okinomiya police station. But the responsible party at Okinomiya station, who responded to the designated undercover investigation, announced by the prefectural police's general director on July 1st, 1982, Osamu Fusakane, Fusakane, B1-12, misunderstood and did not explain the incident's existence to the head investigator on the case properly. Because of this, the case's head investigator was not aware of the importance of the testimony as it related to the case in question, and as a result was negligent when combing the scene. We apologize for having left it in the dark until now. In addition, there is a postscript stating that suspect X died while in confinement yesterday on X certain date, this date, that date. X-XX.
Triple X? Like
That's
beer?
so indecent.
Like beer? Like alcohol? Like on
beer.
whiskey and like the westerns?
Any thoughts, any feelings you want to convey for what you think of Satoshi being a murderer? Possibly, maybe.
I think Satoshi is the drug addict.
Why are you so convinced he's doing drugs?
He's not the drug addict.
Okay.
No, I definitely do think Satoshi like murdered the fuck out of her. I think Satoshi murdered the fuck out of his aunt. Cause fuck that bitch.
What does it mean that Keiichi's just following? He's following in his footsteps so far.
Hasn't he done that in every game?
No.
He followed in Satoshi's footsteps in the first game.
Sure. There was some.
Didn't he
similarities.
follow in Satoshi's footsteps
Yeah,
in
it
Tanagashi?
was happening again, but with Satoko. It's a different scenario.
No, but I'm talking about with Tanagashi.
No, not with Tanagashi.
Okay. But he did it in Onikakushi.
Yeah.
Hey Connor, was Satoshi relevant in any of the other chapters?
No.
No, not at all.
No.
Not the slightest bit.
Chapters are art.
Or arts.
No.
Not once.
We didn't even mention him with Tanagashi.
Never.
Not once.
Satoshi was never mentioned with Tanagashi. He
Not
was.
once. You sure about
We
that?
talked about him maybe one time in Onikakushi.
But now
All right,
that you have
now
knowledge of
seriously,
Satoshi,
actually, like.
Yeah, no,
engaging.
actually,
No.
yeah, of course
Yeah, no.
he's fucking big in all the other arcs, yeah.
now that you have information on what Satoshi was like, do you have any
He's just Keiichi.
conclusions to make about the other chapters?
He's just Keiichi. Okay, hear me out. Real
Okay.
talk?
Yeah.
Satoshi's ghost possesses Keiichi at the
Is
start of every
Satoshi
arc.
dead?
Satoshi is dead.
Why?
I just don't believe Satoshi is alive.
Why?
He died in Tokyo.
You saw it?
No, he got demoned away. For sure. They took his
Or
bear.
Yashiro-sama's
But the only-
curse?
Yeah, they took his bear.
The only thing people know about demoning away is that they disappear.
But they took his bear.
He bought the bear? So you believe he bought the bear?
Yes.
So what happened
Mion
to the
can be
bear?
trusted.
Mion can be.
So
They
what
took
happened
him
to
in the
bear?
bear.
Why would
They put him in the
Why
bear.
would... They put him in the
And that's where I stop it.
He got sold as a product!
Oh, I thought you were gonna go the Fazbear route.
Five Nights at
Freddy's.
Freddy's.
That's what I want to be.
Wait, that is the...
Actually,
The missing children incident! He got stuffed Freddy Fazbear!
he hit the Pentagon.
They hit the Pentagon!
God! No!
Lyle, come quick!
Anything you want to add, or should I cast
Pentagon.
Satoshi's dead.
Satoshi's dead.
I think he's
Satoshi's
alive.
dead. Why?
Why?
You've seen this.
I don't know.
You think he's alive?
No.
You got that gut instinct that he's alive?
This is the soul ring.
I think he's in Idaho.
I don't know.
He moved.
You think he would leave his sister after going? You think
I
he
mean,
killed?
he already did.
Did he kill his aunt?
Satoshi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he 100%.
100%.
And so he just left Satoko alone.
Yeah. He said, fuck this bitch.
Yeah.
He said, got money, get hoes.
Fuck
That-
this
that's
wily
facts.
ass bitch. I gotta say my own motherfucking ass.
No, that's facts. That's straight facts. No, I think Satoshi killed his aunt, yeah.
Alright, Connor. If you had the chance to voice act Satoshi, what voice would you give him?
Hey, it's me, Satoshi, wise guy. Is that not the
Is he
voice
just
that I
not,
should give
is it
him?
not gonna be Sylvester the cat?
Get him, boss.
Like Sadako?
No, because Sadako is more like this, so Satoshi is
Can you
more
turn
like,
him into
yeah.
can you turn him into like a really stereotypical like New York gangster? Like,
Meh, wise guy, what are you doing around here,
Yeah,
man?
boss, get him, boss.
You turn into like a Bronx goon. That's me!
Turn him into a Bronx goon.
You turn into a Bronx goon, like,
Yes.
man, boss, the bat's here.
Boss, I got the bat.
Hey,
What
I'm
do I do
walking
with
here.
Yeah.
it? Hey, I'm batting here.
Dylan, you gotta say you're at Tyler's.
What?
You have to say you're at Tyler's.
Okay.
And put Pain Champ after it.
Okay.
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 Hey, boss, I don't think he's going to do it.
No, I
It's
definitely.
He forgot the paint champ. He
You
forgot the
didn't
hand
do
champ.
it like any of the other ones. You didn't capitalize. You didn't apostrophe. You have to delete that. Do it again.
No. No.
All right. Thank you very much for staying with us on this episode of
I don't
Higurashi.
thank you.
We will be back.
No.